Alright, today I have a couple of machines out, and I thought I would do a quick comparison here. This is a nice mahogany 1923 Victor 50, and this is an HMV Model 114, one of the so-called colonial models. It shares a basic size with the Victor 50. They're identical sizes, really. Weight-wise, they're definitely a little heavier for the 114. That's because the Victor has the cast horn, but it also has a single spring motor. The mahogany makes it a little heavy. I think it's like 24 pounds. This one's got to be closer to 27 pounds. This actually has a 2-spring motor in it. It's the improved 2-spring that Victor was using after 1917. It is a Victor design motor. It may or may not have been manufactured by HMV in Calcutta, India. I don't know if they imported them or if they manufactured them. This motor does show up in quite a few of HMV's tabletops and such from this era. This is the 1930s. The 114 is a Model 102 on steroids. It's supersized, a supersized 102. It has the same basic case design, but it's enlarged to fit that 2-spring motor. Same motor that you find, by the way, in such machines as the Victor Victrola 9 and the 11 and so on. Same motor, same parts, all the parts interchange. These were made, like I said, in Calcutta, India. I'm told they're fairly rare even in the UK. Some were brought home, you know, over there, but here in the States they're unobtainium. And I just lucked into this one. That's all. I just stumbled on it, and I recognized what it was when I saw it. Fortunately, by the time it came along, I was knowledgeable enough about things HMV to be able to recognize what it was. This shares the horn with the 102. You can recognizable horn opening there. The fat tone arm of the 102, the 5B reproducer of the 102. That's where it pretty much ends. This has its own, where you can see the speed control is what you would expect to find in a mid-teens Victor Victrola. It has an auto brake, which is not operational at the moment. I have to adjust it a bit. It's one of the many reasons this is on the counter right now. It has a two-piece motorboard like the 101 has. The motor is so heavy that you really can't lift this out as one assembly with the horn and everything, take it out. You take the 4 screws off, there's a lifting knob here, you flip the motor over and you can grease it that way. You don't need to take the whole machine apart for it, it's just too big for that. I have to add some felt in here. I know the felt is missing. That goes between the motorboard and the horn. There's a little bit of a buzz there sometimes. Don't know what happened to it. Looks like something might have eaten it. It's got a side crank. Not in the same location as the 102 because this is the 2-spring motor. I'm not sure what that motor was called by HMV, but Victor called it the improved. The improved because it had a single spring barrel for both the springs, and they redesigned where the governor sat, all of that. And it did that in late 1917. It pops in like the last few months of 17 into 1918, and it stayed for the duration of the company. This machine, I believe, has 9-foot springs. That's 1 1/4 by 9, 2 of them. It's the same exact spring barrel you will find in any of these motors, no matter what size spring Victor put in there or HMV. Usually, if you got the Victrola 6 tabletop, that came with 2 9-foot springs, 1 1/4 by 9. If you moved up to the smaller lidded model, Victrola the 8th, the VII, if you want to call V with 3 I's, that one would have 12-foot springs, 2 1 1/4 by 12. Now, if you wanted to really spend some money and go for the big tabletop, that was the 9, the Victor Victrola the 9th, or the Victor Victrola the 10th, or the Victor Victrola the 11th, you would get the 17-foot springs, 1 1/4 by 17. So I'm probably going to change these springs out, and if I do, I'm putting 17-foot springs in because that's what I do with all of these motors when I get them. And why not? If you have the motor, why not get the most power out of it you can? You know, see, instead of doing 2 or 3 plays, you get 5, maybe 6 if they're brand new springs. I don't know if I'll put used springs in because I have a number of good ones, or I'll put new ones if I can find them, because supply chain issues are going on right now and I can't always find springs when I want them. I can always change them to new later. But let's listen to it a little bit before I take it apart, which I'm not going to do here at the moment, but there we go. I already put a needle on there, so whoop. Now, other than size, this really shares nothing in common with the Victor Patroller 50, other than the fact it's also an acoustic phonograph. That's, and you know, with a spring-powered motor. That's it, just the size. This is finished wood, this is Rexine cover, you know, totally different horn, different motor, although this motor did exist at the time the Victor Patroller 50 was around. I don't think Victor ever gave any thought to putting that motor in a 50. Yeah, that would have been excessively heavy at that point. And of course, this is an orthophonic machine and thoroughly modern for the 1930s. This is about as good as the acoustic spring-powered phonograph gets. Oh, what am I doing? Do I really need to wind this? Probably not, but I'll give it a few anyway, just to make sure. Oh, forgot. I forgot to put the needle on again. I always forget that. I gotta put the camera down when I do that, otherwise I am likely to stab myself. And I don't really feel like giving blood today. So let's see. Come on. Oops. The needles do not want to cooperate. Either or fumble-fingered. Or both. There we go. These are the loud needles, because I don't know what I did with the smaller ones. Not that it matters with this particular machine. This machine is loud no matter what needle you stick in there. It's loud, it's big, and look at the size. This horn has an extra 2.5, almost 3 inches. This whole section here, you see where the line is there, that whole section goes? That's all extra. On top of what the 102 would have, it's all extra space in there. So it's a much larger horn. Let's see, and this is Perry, by the way, by the Victor International Orchestra. And the other thing that really comes close to this in comparison would be the Pollard, those super-sized Pollards with the big multi-drawer case, not multi like opening cases. They also have a 2-spring motor with the chrome motor deck. That's what I'm thinking of. They have a 2-spring motor, but it's a small 2-spring motor. It's miniaturized. So this is a floor machine motor, basically, that's in here. Not really sure what the thought process was behind that, because the 102 itself is an excellent portable, and they were manufacturing that machine at Calcutta at the same time they were making this. So I really don't know what the fascination was for these super-sized, very heavy machines. And I know this is not the only one they make, because I also own a Model 112, which is the super-sized version of the Model 101. Same basic idea, except that one has a finished wood case, teak in that case. But the same motor as this, the same huge 2-spring motor in it. Big cast motor, it's heavy as hell. You need 2 people to carry it around half the time. And at least on this one, the reproducer has survived. It's missing a screw for some unknown reason on the front, which is not critical. Just a grill screw. But I have those. I have part. Unfortunately, I do have some crumbled away reproducers that can donate a screw for that. But the pot metal's held up very well. See, it has all the usual HMV markings on it. His master's voice, 5B. I mean, nothing's really changed there. Didn't matter where it was made. I'm not sure how much of this machine was made in Calcutta, the whole machine or parts of it, or if some parts might have been imported from the UK, I don't know. But the interchange, yeah, everything would fit a 102 if I needed to use something off this for some reason. Yeah, maybe we got time to fit one more on there. Let's see. That, by the way, was Here I Come, the International Novelty Orchestra. Did I say it was Victor International? It is International Novelty Orchestra. How about something on the perfect label? That's what I learned in college. Alright, we'll give it a shot. I don't believe I've heard that one before, but let's see. I tried to pick out some records that would be roughly contemporary to this type of machine. So, I don't have a large selection with me here at the moment. This is my workshop, not where I generally listen to records too much. Except the old ones on the Victor 9 behind me. Okay.
All right, boys, let's tell the folks what we learned in college. Okay, well, I'll tell them what I learned. Rock, this boombox. That's what I learned in college. in college. I knew lots of girls at school. I kept professors guessing. I knew figures plenty well, and I never took a lesson. Go to class without your lesson, take a quiz and start in guessing. Reggie, that's what I learned in college.
Yeah, interesting record. That's all I learned in college. I feel sorry for him. Somebody paid for nothing. Okay, let's flip that over. We got Shake Your Dogs. Give it a shot. Worst you can do is they can run over time and it cut off in the middle, but that's all right. Not the first time I've done that. Let's see. Get a needle on there. Okay, one thing though, I didn't mention before how loud this machine is. It is deafening in here. I'm going to be deaf by the time I'm done with this little demonstration. And the 50's pretty loud too, but this definitely trumpets even louder. That's good enough for only playing one record. we go, the 114. And I'll be showing this again because I'll be taking it apart and doing all kinds of things. I got to replace the handle, it's a little ratty looking, which means I got to import one from Holland. And the man in Holland probably with those big ass springs I'm looking for, because supply issues are making them hard to find over here. So we'll see. So first, why don't we do this? Let's take that out of there. That was there. Imagine with like 10 records on there. This must definitely push close to 35 pounds. I didn't weigh it, but I'm guessing it's in that neighborhood. See, it's got the little drawer here, just like the HMV 102 has. Little needle slot. A very Victor-like crank on here. This looks like something you'd find on a Victor. Well, yeah, you would on this one. If it was there, I could show it to you, but it's not. And it's mid position, just like the Victrola 9. All right, there we go.